This is Galas and Giving, and I'm Heidi Johansson for Shaw TV Spotlight on local charity events. We're getting a taste of the face-off action here at the Westin Hotel. This Champions Luncheon is the kickoff to the 2016 Face-Off Hockey Tournament, where 100% of the proceeds go towards the Alzheimer's Society of Alberta and Northwest Territories. This is sure to be an unforgettable afternoon, where some of hockey's greatest legends and NHL alumni mix, mingle, and share memories, where it's all in support of this worthwhile cause. Alzheimer's disease is the most common form of dementia, and in Alberta there are over 40,000 people who are coping with this illness. This weekend's hockey tournament has grown into the largest fundraiser of the year for this organization, raising over $1 million.
We are so appreciative of all the hockey players that raise funds to support research in our province. All proceeds of this hockey tournament are matched 1-to-1 by the Alberta government for research at Alberta's three main universities.
Each year, members from our community select a team and raise funds for a weekend of skating and hopefully scoring with some of the NHL's best. The competition is fierce both on and off the ice.
And we're so excited to have the partnership with the NHL alumni because they come out and lend their name, and for the top fundraising team, they get number one draft pick. So we have 23 teams and they're vying for that top NHL alumni. And
it was this select few that got the first overall draft pick.
Our group's all involved in the land development industry, so we get a lot of support from the land developers and home builders in this city. They're very generous. They've put us in first place now for the last 5 years in a row, and to I think a total of $645,000 we've raised to date, and we couldn't be happier.
It's been a streak of Edmonton Oilers drafts, but Hamilton kept his cards close to his chest about this year's pick.
I could tell you, but that's a trade secret. Team secret. Nobody gets to know that till tonight. You'll have to be there to find out.
I thought I would do a little scouting of my own and thought this guy might have what it takes to complete the select few's roster.
Highly skilled. Perimeter player.
Perfect. I can confirm that the team did choose Edmonton Oiler alum Kelly Buchberger. This is the first year that Buchberger has been involved with this event, but it might not be the last.
Anytime you're giving back to any charity in the community is a good thing for anybody. And you come back here and you get to see some fellow teammates and alumni throughout the league, and it's a good gathering, and it's a great cause, especially what they've done for the last how many years.
For hockey enthusiasts, this Champions Luncheon was the place to be. Some serious hardware was on display from Art Ross to Conn Smythe. And it wasn't a coincidence that all team jerseys were sporting the number 19. This was a tribute to Brian Trottier, who was recently inducted into the Canadian Sports Hall of Fame. This sold-out crowd had the opportunity to bid on a live auction painting of Trottier created throughout the afternoon by Russell Thomas. It topped off the fundraising efforts by selling for $115,000. Featured alongside Trottier was Joe Neuendijk, Wendell Clark, and Guy Carbonneau, who were part of this event's lively hot stove lounge. Guests were entertained with stories from decades of NHL experience.
Same height, same weight now. It'd be a nice fight now.
Sharing memories is a luxury not afforded to those affected by Alzheimer's. 10 years ago, Danny Burrell's father was diagnosed with this disease. Getting involved in this tournament was a way for him to make a difference.
You always get alone with diseases and when it's affecting your family, and to see a room full of people that are here for the same goals, to raise awareness, to raise money, is fantastic, and the support you get from that you can keep with you throughout the year.
This weekend, Burrell's team is looking forward to keeping their streak alive.
We still have a perfect record. We haven't won a game yet, and we're quite proud of that. But we consistently raise a lot of money, and I'm very proud to raise money and awareness.
Since I was on a roll, I offered some strategies for their 8th overall pick, but the scouting reports were already in.
We're not going ability, we are going personality and locker room presence. We're hoping a lot of good stories. We're just happy to be part of it.
Now let's take a look as Bianca Jade takes us inside the workings of the Alzheimer's Society of Alberta and Northwest Territories.
Nestled in the heart of Edmonton is our Parents' Home, a caring community specializing in Alzheimer's care.
Actual kosher dining, People are always interested in sort of the cultural connection.
Recently, our Tim Dancy took a tour with Greg Christensen, a man who has dedicated many of his philanthropic days to supporting the Alzheimer's hockey tournament.
Started 8 years ago in Edmonton, and in the following year we took it to Calgary, and we were fortunate enough to be involved in taking it to Vancouver too, which is a fall tournament. So there is actually 4 Alzheimer's tournaments. They all work for different divisions of Alzheimer's.
After working in development for over 30 years, Christensen is proud now to marry his profession with his passion, raising funds and awareness for Alzheimer's Society.
We're coming into, I call it the Sky Lounge. We believe that businesses should do it. We believe that it's not a big sacrifice, it's fun, it's rewarding, it's a big part of our social lives in many cases, but we're hanging with uplifting people. Like, you don't really have to filter very diligently when you're with the type of people I described, these community builders, so it's actually very rewarding.
Bringing his connection and passion to the cause has made the Alzheimer's Society of Alberta forever grateful.
Oh, you know, Greg is an amazing person. He is so supportive of the cause, you know, Alzheimer's, finding a cure.
In a year of economic downturn, nothing has prevented Christensen from reaching the $1 million fundraising mark.
We're really lucky. Like this year, for example, most charities are down, and we would anticipate being down, but we've got a great group of fundraisers in the sense of all the players who play in the tournament as volunteers all raise money, and we're approaching $1 million right now.
And we have raised $1 million in years past, so we're so very pleased.
Here's one of our ambassadors.
Funds that will change the future for those affected by Alzheimer's in Alberta.
It's provided to Alberta researchers through the University of Alberta, University of Calgary, and University of Lethbridge. So these projects are building on each other, and the ultimate goal is to find a cure, not only in the biomedical area, but also in the psychosocial area, so supporting people's quality of life going forward.
A strong desire shared by Christensen, bringing dignity to the elderly.
You know, community and family, and that is the grassroots, and leveraging not just the, you know, the builders and professional dollars in the chamber, but the volunteers who get involved is very rewarding.
In Edmonton, I'm Bianca Jade.
Hockey. It's our nation's favorite pastime. So here are a few standout memories for the love of the game.
My husband and I saved for our first trip, and we caught a bus from Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan, and came to an Oiler Montreal Canadian game. I'm an Oiler fan, and my husband's a Canadian fan. So that was about 1984.
A match made in heaven.
It was.
I was very lucky and very fortunate that I came in the Stanley Cup Finals against Philadelphia in '87, and I'll never forget that. It was a very special time, and coming in with the likes of Wayne and Mark and Kevin and Yuri, and you can go down the list of the players, it just made it that much more special.
When Brian Trottier sat down and had a beer with my dad, and not as an NHL player, but as one human being sitting with another one, and his patience and just his generosity, just to take that moment and sit down with my dad was fantastic.
This has been an outstanding event with the promise of an unforgettable weekend. Together we are edging that much closer to a world without Alzheimer's disease and other dementias. For more information on how you can support this organization, go to alzheimers.ca. And if you would like Shaw TV to cover your event, email us at galasandgiving@shaw.ca. From the Westin Hotel, I'm Heidi Johansson.
Hair services for Galas and Giving is sponsored by Raw Beauty Inc. With Medical Facial Aesthetics sponsored by External Affairs Medical Spa. Clothing provided by Simons.